All right, part 11 of Tinkerbell, we're going to be talking about conflict. Conflict is any disagreement between two or more people. Typically, it happens because there's a threat to one or both of their interests, and they're fighting to hold on to making sure that things work out in their best favor. There's dysfunctional and constructive conflict. Dysfunctional is destructive, based on emotions, doesn't typically end well, whereas constructive is adaptive, and it's considered positive conflict because it can end in win-win situations. There are many sources of conflict that include differing task goals, process goals. Maybe one fairy is worried about speed while the other is worried about quantity, while another is worried about quality. All these people will have conflicting goals that they have to figure out how to work together to solve and make sure that they're all happy in the end. Interpersonal differences could be just differences based on personality, resource constraints. If there's not enough fairy houses for everyone, someone's going to not be happy, right? So that could be a resource constraint. Change is also often hard for some people, or differing values, poor communication, or task interdependence. If someone has to finish something before you can start your job, you might get really upset. So if someone's job is to attach the wheels to like the fairy wagons that they have Cheese pull around, the mouse is named Cheese. But if the person who's supposed to be creating the wagon part isn't done, and the person who's putting wheels on can't complete their quotas and they get in trouble for it, that would be task interdependence that might lead to conflict. There are several management strategies, and they are on a grid that's based on concern for others or the pursuit of your self-interest. The two on the bottom are avoiding and competing. Avoiding just doesn't even acknowledge the problem, while competing is they're fighting so much for your own self-interest that you're just fighting the other person directly because you're not willing to give up anything at all. Both of these ones I would say are pretty lose-lose. Compromise is somewhere in the middle. It's win-win and lose-lose often. Both people have to give up something, but they also get something in what they want. So that's always good. Accommodating is often like people pleasing because you don't pursue your own self-interest. You just give and give and give, and the other person takes and takes and takes. That's accommodating. And collaborating would be best of both worlds, where you're able to come up with a solution that works for everybody.
What is this?
It's your sharp thingy.
That's not... 1, 2, 3, 4. Terrence, this is not sharp. This is round. It is, in fact, the exact opposite of sharp.
Well, really? Look, if you look inside, it's...
I need to work, okay? Now, would you please get this thing out of here? My scepter!
Tink, I'm so sorry.
Out, Terrence! Just go!
What?
You brought this stupid thing here. You broke the scepter. This is your fault.
Tink, I was just trying to be a good friend.
Go away. Just leave me alone.
Fine. Last time I tried to help you. On? Rena, Rhoda, Rosetta.
Terrence.
Tink?
Hi.
Surprised to see you. How's the scepter?
I'm working on it. Look, Terrence, things happened, mistakes were made, and now there's something I need to talk to you about. I need some extra pixie dust.
You need more pixie dust? That's why you're here?
Yeah.
It's not exactly what I was expecting. Why do you need more dust?
I can't tell you.
You can't tell me? You need more pixie dust and you can't tell me why?
A true friend wouldn't need to know why.
A true friend wouldn't ask me to break the rules.
Well, then I guess we're not true friends.
No, I guess we're not.
I'm on my own then.
when they are working through this, I would say that they're probably in that competing stage. They are both really, so Terrence really wants to be friends with Tinkerbell, and he wants to know what's going on, and Tinkerbell really doesn't want to tell him and is trying to fix all the problems by herself. They're not really accommodating one another. They're not collaborating or compromising with one another. They're just competing, and both of them are really trying to get their best interests first. So, some ways that they could maybe try to go about fixing this, they could either do conciliation, which having a third party build a positive relationship with both of them, which Silver Mist kind of did. I skipped that part of the video, but Silver Mist helped make both of them feel a little bit better about the other. Terrence talked to Silver Mist and just told him that Tink needs some time to cool off. This was in between the two videos, and also told Tinkerbell, when she was asking for more pixie dust, that she knew someone who might have pixie dust to try to get them to get back together and be friends again. So she was kind of trying to do this, but it didn't quite work out how she was hoping. They could also have a mediator for mediation, and I think that this one probably would have been best because they could have established what both of their priorities were and probably come to some collaboration, or at least to the point where they're not competing and they're able to hear each other. Arbitration, I don't think would really work in this situation where a third party imposes a settlement on them, because the end result is that they should be friends. So it wouldn't really work to have a third party just say, you're going to be friends. It just doesn't really work that way. And then I will see you for the last video in part 12, structures.